My name's Alex. Me and my wife and now daughter have lived in this house for 5 years. Got an 18-month daughter, and she sleeps in one of the 3 bedrooms. And after a period of time of being there, we noticed some mould appearing. So unfortunately, I had to take her out of there and use the spare bedroom. So once we took her out, we tried to dry it out first of all and clean it off because it was only a small patch. That worked as a temporary fix, but after some more wet weather and changes in the weather, we tried anti-mould paint as another solution, which again worked as a temporary fix, perhaps for a little bit longer, but again within a period of a few months the mould returned and kept coming back. So we soon realised that we needed to find something more permanent to solve the issues. Dan was kind enough to come and have a look at the room in terms of the size and the walls and what was already in there in terms of skirting boards and picture rails and sockets, all things which we really didn't want to have to start taking off and replacing when we had our daughter sleeping in a spare bedroom that really wasn't suitable either. So Dan was kind enough to come and have a look. Very quickly was able to give us his recommendations, give us a price which we were happy with, followed his advice and took it, and he's since been and never looked back. The room probably needed plastering anyway because there was lots of imperfections in the walls, despite we had redecorated it when we first moved in, but it needed replastering. So Dan, where there was some loose areas of existing plaster, had got rid of those, took them off the walls and filled those. Then he applied 2 coats of the CorkSpray. Then once that had dried out sufficiently, he was back and plastered over it, ready for us to decorate, all without having to remove skirting boards, picture rails, sockets that were in there. Dan came over the course of a couple of visits to do both the CorkSpray and the plaster, and then it was over to us to decorate, and away we go. Dan came and done 2 coats of CorkSpray over the course of, say, 72 hours. So the course of 2 or 3 days, done 1 coat on the first day and just made sure that dried out sufficiently. Soon back to do the next coat, and then post that he was back within a few days with his team to plaster the room. So within the overall process of us agreeing to go ahead, we'd soon, within the space of a week, been able to get the room sorted and ready for us to do our bit on decoration and get back in there. It's massive for us. Like I say, we have got a young daughter that we're trying to teach many things, and sleep being one of them, and having a consistent place for her to sleep and a room for her to sleep, which is her own, is very important to that. We also had problems with the temperature in that room, with it being quite cold. It's on an external corner of the house. It was always on the chilly side in that space. So not only has Dan been able to sort the mould issue that we had, it's obviously a safety concern for us, it's also really improved the general temperature in there. And whereas now, or whereas before, sorry, we weren't comfortable with how cold it was in there, and trying to get her to consistently sleep in there, we're now more than comfortable with that. So it really has helped us in being able to give her a consistent bedroom that she can call her own, both for playing in and sleeping in. I would highly recommend the process. Both Dan and his team were helpful, professional throughout the process. And not only that, when you look at the other more permanent solutions to fixing something like black spot mould, it's very intrusive. You're reducing the size of the room if you're looking to insulate it internally, or trying to do major work to the outside of the house. This was cost effective, it was quick, and very non-intrusive, with the rest of the room left undisturbed, and therefore would recommend it without hesitation.